Merhaba millet! Here is my Turkish progress over a 3-year period, if you can believe it, including showing how I spoke after a 1.5-year break, not even doing anything with Turkish. At that point, since I had no one to practice with, and also due to the fact that other languages I was learning at the time became a priority. Now, I started self-studying Turkish in Germany in 2018, and unfortunately, I don't have any beginner footage from the first 2 years that I was learning Turkish then, since I was too embarrassed at the time recording myself speaking like a beginner. However, I feel that most of the time on YouTube, we don't see the sometimes stagnant, sometimes up and down progress of someone and what that really looks like 2 years after even starting a language. So I hope I can definitely give you a truly honest look about how my Turkish language journey has continued from that point on. Enjoy.
Türkçe 2,5 yıldır öğreniyorum aslında. Nasıl söyleyeyim, çok güldürücü, çok uzun bir süreçti. Ve öyle devam ediyor. Bana göre sadece Türkçem ilerliyor ama süreç çok farklı. Almanca'ya göre, Fransızca'ya göre, İtalyanca'ya göre falan filan. Diyorum ki Türkçe başlamadan önce daha zor olan yabancı dili öğrenmek istedim. Hangisini öğretmem gerektiğini bilmiyordum. Ve aşağı yukarı 3 yıl önce Türkçe'ye başladım. Almanya'dayken Türkçe'ye çalışmaya karar verdim. Sadece çünkü Almancam pek iyiydi. Ve Almancayı öğrendikten sonra başka bir dil seçmem gerekti. Bu yıl Türkiye'ye gidecektim ama koronavirüsten dolayı olmadı. Ama Berlin'deyken kendimi pek geliştirebildim diyebiliyorum. İnanılmaz çok şey var. Güven bana. Çünkü Türkçe belki muhtemelen 3 yıl önce başladım Türkçe'ye. Ama daha bilmiyorum, siyaset ya da daha zor olan konular hakkında konuşmaya başlamam gerek. Uzun bir zamandır Türkçe konuşmuyorum. O yüzden gerçek bir kişiyle pratik yapmam gerek. 2 ay önce nefret ettiğim işim vardı. Yani köpeklerle çalışıyordum. Ve yani bu mesela bu köpek bakıma gibi sayılır. İlk olarak Türkçe'ye başlayacağım. Yani konuşmak istediğim en zor dil olacak. Çünkü neredeyse hiçbir zaman çalışmadım bu yıl ve yani en azından bu hafta sonunda birazcık zaman ayırtabildim Türkçe çalışmak için, ama adım adım Türkçeden vazgeçtim bu yıl maalesef. Çünkü Arapçaya ve Rusçaya konsantre olmaya karar verdim. Yani para ödemek istemiyorum normalde yeni diller öğrenmek için. O yüzden sadece PDF en iyi. Yurt dışına çıkmak yine istiyorum. Ama evet ve ne başlangıçta ne dedin? Kuzey Carolina eyaletinde şimdi yaşıyorum. Para kazabildiğim beri. Evet, yani sadece genelde ilk para kazandığımda çocuklarla çalışıyordum. Ve o yüzden bu sektörde her zaman çalışıyorum ve yani bıktım. artık diyelim. Bazen bazen biraz Almanca dersi veriyorum. Başka bir üniversite, yani Amerikalı üniversitesi için ders veriyorum. Ama genelde öğretmenliği bıktım. 3 yaşında ile 10 yaşında arasındaki çocuklar dans dersi veriyorum. Nasıl söylenir?
So you guys, even when I was editing this video, I knew that I was at a almost B2 level in Turkish from the very start when I started learning it up until when I took that 1.5-year break. So that was the first 2 years of my Turkish learning journey. And I was much higher to reaching this B2 upper intermediate goal. And then due to this 1.5-year break I took, I did drop down to an upper beginner A2 level Turkish speaker. And after working on Turkish pretty intensively for a month this summer, I jumped back to B1 lower intermediate so I could do an interview all in Turkish, which you can definitely find in the description below if you do know how to speak and understand Turkish. So I've been stuck at the intermediate level plateau for Turkish for years, which I'm sure all of us language learners can relate to at some point. I am conversational, but I was never at the point where I would call myself completely fluent. But now that I think about it, I'm okay with that since I'm concentrating on other languages right now. And just the fact that I filmed a 30-minute all in Turkish interview with a stranger that I had never met before, talking about my own story with adoption and loss, involving all of that specific grammar in order to express those things enough to a native speaking audience of Turkish. Doing all of that after a 1.5-year break from not studying the language proves to me that I can truly jump back into it whenever I want. And another reflection of this is I think I subconsciously assumed that I would always have the best experiences in a language as an advanced speaker of it, or that I would finally be confident in one language once I got to an advanced level. The more fluent I was, the more confident I would be. And my past self would have thought, Emily, you have to be advanced in order to show up on YouTube and film a all in Turkish interview. Otherwise, you're going to fail. That mindset I've proved to myself is not correct at all. And I know what areas I need to improve in Turkish in order to reach that fluency with B2 and above, but this is just simply not the time to be working on it, and I'm okay with that. And I can communicate well enough if I ever had to travel to Turkey by myself and I didn't have any English speakers around me. And as I've said before on my channel, I prioritize my joy and my self-compassion over my ego and pride these days, which has really helped me come out more authentically and vulnerably on my challenges with certain languages on the channel and really showing that honest progress that I think we as language learning viewers want to see, because we want to know that we are not alone of being at an intermediate level for even years like me. And really by prioritizing that joy and self-compassion, that has truly helped me realize that basing my own confidence on myself instead of on an outside source, just like language learning, is the key to even being fulfilled at the stage of being at the intermediate level for years. It's just given me so much more courage to just throw up my hands and say I'm truly content on where I am with my journey. And I'm confident finally enough to be real with that progress. I want to acknowledge the shared frustration that we've all had being at the intermediate plateau, but that not all hope is lost when we get there. It's okay to be at an intermediate level. It's okay to be at a level that you've been at your studies for a while. We have all struggled with that in some capacity. There are language learners around who can and do enjoy speaking or otherwise interacting with a language even at a non-fluent level. And by being so open about this, I feel like I'm gonna get pushback from some people, assuming that when I say I'm enjoying the intermediate plateau, it also means that I'm advocating for giving up, or that I don't believe that I will truly get to an advanced level. Between giving up and just letting go and enjoying where you are truly in this moment. That is what makes our language learning journey so special, and that kind of joy can be really hard to find. Letting go can be really hard to find whenever we are stuck and so laser focused on that frustration that the intermediate stage can give us. Now, if you are feeling stuck, that means you need to get more creative with how you are interacting with your language. And it's a really positive thing to continue associating your language with positive experiences and really help you, again, enjoy the journey of where you are right now. Check out my 100 creative ideas for language learners down in the comment section and description below, because I made those 100 ideas resource for those who are feeling super stuck and not sure about what to do to really help all of you re-engage and experience the creativity and the freedom that can come at any stage while you're learning a language. So will I work on Turkish in the future in order to improve my level? Definitely, but I'm committing to myself. I'm going to enjoy my time getting there. If you are looking for more resources for learning Turkish, check out this handy video where it is full of all of the resources I have used for learning Turkish, plus sample study plans for levels A1 up until C2. Make sure to give a like for this video if you did enjoy it, as well as subscribe for more self-compassionate language learning insight, not only to improve languages, but also to make those essential mindset shifts that will help you find lifelong joy in your studies, no matter where you are on your language learning journey. Be kind, be vulnerable, and I will see you later in another video.